All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition. Glad you could all join me here today on this very special day here in the U.S. where I live. The United States is celebrating Independence Day. It's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to each and every one of you out there. We'll share a little more feedback regarding the 4th in just a few here. But before we get to all of that and this incredible show I have planned for you here today with some great information, especially if you're a guy. Women, you can learn from this too. But guys, you got to pay attention to this. You've got to pay attention to this entire show. Clear your schedule. Watch this entire show if you're live or watch the replay. This is going to completely change your life and give you a better chance of accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires, including involving women. But let me make sure, first of all, that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has gone out. And let me also ensure that the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. Hi, Queen Helen Casey. I see. Well, the YouTube live streaming server just cut me off, and it came back. The YouTube live streaming server just cut me off, and it came back. I hope that's the only time it does it. It's the 4th of July. People are on YouTube, and a lot of people are probably live streaming. So anyway, it is early in the morning on the East Coast and late night, almost early morning here on the West Coast where I'm at. So I don't know. People are crazy like me. They stream throughout different parts of the day, and it is what it is. But we're back. Hey, Queen, I see you there. Thank you so much for being here. The back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. Let me ensure that Facebook is also running properly. Looks like it's running on the back end. Let me just make sure that it's running well on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, top of the newsfeed. Again, let me just make sure that it's running well on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Oh, I'm seeing the super chat. Wow, American Dream 1.5 with the $5 super chat. How you doing, bro? Please stick around. Please stick around. Happy 4th of July, Coach and Queen Helen and all. American Dream 1.5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We're just gonna, why don't we just do this? Let's call it, and YouTube cut me off again and reconnected me again. I hope we're not going to be dealing with this a lot during this show. Like my last 2 or 3 streams had no cutoffs. So it's not me, folks. It's just the live streaming server. It is what it is. We'll just deal with it. We're going to call the donations, we're going to name the donation fund today 4th of, excuse me a second here, 4th of July donations. I should probably make that a little bit bigger. And we're going to start that off at $5, courtesy of American Dream 1.5. Now, Queen, I know you're not that happy, regarding YouTube. Queen had another one of her videos removed for, I guess, YouTube thinking that it's violating their community guidelines. And I asked her behind the scenes, did she appeal it? She said she wasn't even given that option. That's quite odd. They typically do. But, Queen, and this is with all due respect to you, you create great content, right? But you do create highly controversial content. And you know that, we all know that, and I know there are a lot of other people that do that as well. And it's just it's like rolling the dice when you do that type of content on YouTube. And I'm not saying your content is good, Queen. I love your content. I think you do quite well, and your viewpoints are rather interesting. Even though I disagree with some of them, they're interesting to watch. And that's what makes them great. I like watching other people's viewpoints, especially if I disagree with them, because I want to see where they're coming from and try to understand them. So hopefully, Queen, it gets resolved and you're back up and running. But again, that just comes with the territory. You're not the only one, Queen. There are many, many people I've seen have their videos removed because they put more edgier content out there. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a saint myself. I'm not. I'm definitely not a saint. And do I, speak about, controversial things at times? I do, but I do my best to present anything controversial or not in the most mature, professional, and respectful ways. So I think, context does matter. YouTube does look at that. It's in their guidelines. And you just, you gotta just do what you gotta do. And however YouTube wants to moderate their platform, that's totally on them. Again, my apologies to you, Queen. She says I'll be looking for a new platform. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand that. I totally get where you're coming from. All right. Before I move forward, let me once again pay special props to this channel sponsor on YouTube, and also he sponsors my Facebook simulcast as well, and anywhere else I put out my content. That's none other than the great Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. Troy is a master of branding and marketing. There's no one I trust more when it comes to branding and marketing of your business, products, or services than Troy Brewer. He's a very good guy, easy to get along with, and he's also very reasonably priced. He has pricing packages for everyone, and depending on your budget, he's willing to work with you. Of course, he does have some higher end packages for people that can't afford those. Of course, you get a lot more for that. But even the base packages will tremendously, get your business, product, or services taking off on the right foot. So if you'd like more information about Troy and the Discover Community Network, please go below the description about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things and click on the top link, discovercommunitynetwork.com. On Facebook, go to the top by the search bar and type in Discover Community Network, and that'll redirect you to the Facebook business page. And that way you can figure out how to connect with Troy by email or by phone. If you would prefer to have me introduce you to Troy by email, a three-way email, and even beyond that, set up a free consultation, which if you'd like for me to be on that call with you folks, three-way, Troy has no problem with that. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable. If you want to do that, just email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. And that email is below in the YouTube description and within the Facebook description as well. Once again, Troy, thank you very much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of my business. And happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to you and your wife and your kids, your family, and your friends. Much love, much love, much love, much love from Coach Eli and the Coach Eli clan. American Dream 1.5, you popped in to throw down a $5 super chat. Are you still around, bro? What's going on, dude? Hey, I'd love to communicate with you again and possibly collaborate with you, Dream. And I haven't seen you go live lately unless I've missed your streams. Let me know if you're still live streaming, and I'd love to pop on one of your panels. And I think we can really, start to do some better collabs now that the dust has settled with the former drama we used to be involved with. So that is that. All right, folks, let's get to this topic here because I'm kind of on a very tight schedule for the rest of the day. This is the only stream you're going to be getting from me I took a nap earlier, decided to get up and do this stream because after this, I'm going to take another nap, 4 or 5 hour nap. And then I have a pretty busy day. I'm going to be spending the day with a bunch of friends and family, and I'm going to be pretty booked for the rest of the day. So you will not get any more content from me today, and you will also not get any content from me on Monday. I'm taking the day off because I have some friends that have the day off. Many people have Monday off because the Independence Day holiday is on a Sunday, so it is being observed on Monday. So I'm going to be taking that day off, and I'll be back on Tuesday. So that is that. But let me get to the topic here, and let's just get right to this. The topic of today's show is, gentlemen, though I can't even talk. Gentlemen, this one philosophy will better all aspects of your life. One more time. Gentlemen, this one philosophy will better all aspects of your life, and it has bettered mine. And even though I kind of knew about this philosophy before I even knew what it was called, it has changed my life, even in the last 4 years. I am 47 years old now, and I became aware of this philosophy. What was I, like 43 or so, 42, almost 43, when I used to run a former YouTube channel that I shut down, about 2.5 years ago or so, and then took a 3-month break and restarted this channel. And this channel has been active for almost 3 years now. It'll be 3 years this December. And I learned about this philosophy through the group called MGTOW, or the philosophy called MGTOW, which stands for Men Going Their Own Way. And I will tell you, while I did learn this philosophy from this group, a lot of the people that were involved with this group, at least back in those days, and maybe even some to this day, especially the ones that still create MGTOW content out here on YouTube, they're very angry and bitter men, and they're very insecure and immature men, and they're all attacking each other, even to this day, on YouTube, trying to kick the other down so that way they can have the entire MGTOW space to themselves. Quite frankly, it's pretty pathetic. It's really pathetic because real men don't fight each other like that. They call that infighting. Infighting was this term created within the MGTOW community, okay? And real men don't fight amongst each other. They don't try to screw each other over to take one out so that way the other one can have the entire space. A real man is just going to do his own thing and allow the people to decide who they want to watch, support, and follow, right? That's what masculine energy is. So a lot of these guys from the former MGTOW community I used to be involved with, that's still, kind of doing content out here on YouTube, but it's not as crazy as it used to be because YouTube cracked down on it, and they needed to crack down on it. It was really, really bad content. It was very, 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 very derogatory content against women. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I'm not coming out here and saying that women are saints, but I'm also going to say that men are not saints either, right? But these MGTOW guys took it a bit too far, and even to this day, some of them push it a bit too far with their feelings regarding women. And a lot of them, take the MGTOW philosophy way out of context, and it actually makes MGTOW look bad when MGTOW is actually a very good philosophy that every man should know. That one philosophy from MGTOW that every man needs to learn and understand I'm going to say it right now, then get into it. It's the red pill philosophy. Every single man on this planet needs to be red pilled, and needs to understand modern day female nature and how the modern day woman is being brought up and raised, and what society is expecting of the modern day woman, what society is pushing the modern day woman to do, okay? What the government is pushing women to do and funding women to do. They're telling women to go to college and get a college degree and be more career focused than, relationship focused or marriage focused, right? And what happens? Women go to college, they get a degree, right? Then they get a job, and they want to make sure they're settled in their career before they go and meet the right guy to have a family with, right? She wants to get promoted, buy a house, buy a new car, buy everything, and get completely settled in and feel completely comfortable before she's going to start dating a man seriously. Now, what do women do in the meantime? It happens. Men and women both have done this, but women are doing this more so now, even in their 20s while going through college. They're just hooking up and they're having casual relationships because they still have needs, but they're not committing. They're typically not committing to guys because they're more focused on their education and more focused on getting a good job. Okay? So what happens? Women get into their early to mid 30s, and now their biological clock is ticking. Now, we all know women are most fertile, when they become an adult. Women become adults at 18, between their late teens and throughout their 20s, women are most fertile. And that's the best time for a woman to have a baby. It's the best time to give yourself the best chance of getting pregnant and having a healthy baby. Now, as you get into your 30s, your early to mid 30s, women are still, quite fertile, not as much in their 20s, but still a good level of fertility is available. But after a woman hits 35 and starts heading into her early 40s, her fertility drops from like 20% to like 5% in her early 40s. And as each year goes by the time she hits 45, if she hasn't gone through menopause yet, her fertility drops to 1%, right? So then you have women that are rushing to try to find the right guy. And they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. They're putting a lot of pressure on men. They're scaring men away. They're trying to find the perfect man. It just makes the process very, very unnatural. So that's what we're up against nowadays, guys. Nothing wrong with women being liberated and working. But what I feel women being liberated has caused is now that you have both men and women working, it's made it more difficult for men and women to spend enough time together to bond more with their relationship, especially if women are not good at balancing their work and their personal life. Now, men, for the most part, have always been pretty good at balancing their work and their personal life. Now, some guys are not good at it. I'm not saying all guys are good at it, but the majority of men, because we've always been working and been known as the providers, even back in the days of traditionalism, we've always balanced our work and our personal life to be there for our family. We have to go to work, make the money, bring home the bacon, and then come home, be there for our wife, our kids, etc., right? Okay? But the other problem I see nowadays is when women get into their career, even when they're ready to date, they get so caught up with their work that they have difficulty balancing their work and their personal life, further making it difficult to connect with a good man and have a family with. So they wait until they're early to mid 30s to seek out the guy to have a family with. And then at that point, they've probably been promoted in their job, and their job is, creating a lot of stress on them. It's forcing them to work more hours, right? And so you're dealing with this, then the man works, you got to balance that out. It's made things. Liberating women is great for women. I'm all for it, right? I've always said that, right? But it's made things extremely difficult in regards to dating relationships and marriages between men and women. So my job here as a coach, I do help both men and women. I respect men and women equally that deserve my respect. Some men and women deserve my respect. Some men and women don't deserve my respect. But I don't judge anyone based on their sex or their age or their race or their national origin or their sexual orientation. If I were to judge people for anything, it would be on their behavior. That's the bottom line. Because quite frankly, nothing else really matters, right? So when I speak about things in regards to women, I'm also being fair at the same time and saying that just because I'm a man, I'm not going to always take the man's side. Okay? If a man is wrong, I'm going to say that a man is wrong. If a woman is right, even though I don't like it if she's right, I'm going to say she's right because right is right and wrong is wrong, right? I got a lot of people here right now at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:14 a.m. Pacific Time. So yes, we're going to talk about the red pill today. And I'm going to talk about how every single guy needs to be red pilled and understand red pill philosophy. It doesn't mean you have the right to be a jerk. It doesn't mean you have the right to mistreat women. It doesn't mean you have the right to bash women or be an asshole, right? Okay? What red pilling someone does, it makes them aware of many things that several women do nowadays to fool you and try to extract your resources. It makes you more aware at, knowing what to look for if you're seeking a good woman and you want to ensure she's genuine or not. There are many things you can do, right? And there are many signs that are very telling if a woman is genuine or not. A lot of guys, even though they see those signs, they overlook them because they still want a chance with that particular woman because she's a beautiful woman. The first thing, guys, I'll say is this. Do not ever let a woman's beauty phase your better judgment of how you perceive her to be, because if you, in your gut, get a feeling that a particular woman you're talking with, while she may be hot and attractive, is not really a genuine person, and you feel something off about her, go with your gut and move on. Because a woman that's really into you for the right reasons is going to make everything easy for you. I'm not kidding. A woman that has a high level of attraction for you and is really into you genuinely is going to say yes to everything you say. I mean, I've met women like that, and I've dated those women, right? And I'm not looking for a yes woman, but a woman that's really into you is not going to make your life miserable or come off in a way where it's going to make you feel like there's a red flag, within her. Let me check the chat here real quick, and we'll go through that. And what I'll probably do is take a quick early break and then come back, and I'm going to go and I'm going to discuss. I'm going to discuss some. I'm going to go on some forums on Reddit, which is what I'm trying to say, that discuss the red pill, and these forums are very, very interesting. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you folks something first, real quick. I use another account to watch YouTube videos. I have a YouTube premium account that is called Elias Melas, Coach Eli. My YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel is called Coach Eli, Elias Melas. My backup channel, my alternate, it's not even a channel, it's just my YouTube premium account, is Elias Melas, Coach Eli. And I use that on my phone because I want to be able to see when my videos from my main channel pop up and what pops up around it. And earlier today, when I was looking to see, obviously my videos at the top, I was looking to see what was recommended below it, and it was a poll by Donovan Sharp, and I'm going to read this. This is interesting. Donovan Sharp put out a poll. He's a MGTOW content creator or a Manosphere content creator. And I take things back. I think Donovan's a pretty decent guy. In the past, I thought he wasn't really that decent of a guy. He's been going toe-to-toe with some guy named Anthony Johnson, who's the president of the Manosphere, he calls himself. He's no president of the Manosphere. No way. That guy is very immature and insecure. And he runs a channel called 21 Studios. I think he has almost 300K subs. Let me see. Donovan has 110K subscribers right now. And the poll Donovan put out on his community tab posed the question, would you be okay with your wife or girlfriend being on OnlyFans? Would you be okay with your wife or girlfriend being on OnlyFans? Let me show you. I should put this on the screen, but I'll just show you on my phone here. That's interesting. The green screen is like kind of playing with the phone there. But there's the Donovan Sharp. Would you be okay with your wife or girlfriend being on OnlyFans? Look at those numbers there. Okay. Now, I voted no. The options were yes, no. One of them was as long as I get my cut. And the other one was I don't commit to OnlyFans girls. Now, let's be real here. Donovan was just looking for options, right? I believe it's safe to say that answering no to this question is the same thing as saying I don't commit to OnlyFans girls. So 2% of the people answered, 2% of the guys that answered, there were 10,000 votes, said yes. 2% are okay with it. Well, that's the way you want to live your life, and you want to be with a woman that's going to share her body with everyone else in the world. That's your choice, right? Your choice, right? 57% said no, and I was one of those that said no. 9% said as long as I get my cut. I agree with you on that, Queen. It's a version of human trafficking. It's men and women trafficking themselves for money. That's what it is. And they've actually changed things up. I did a stream on regarding OnlyFans earlier on in the week. Folks, check out the replay if you'd like. They're changing their rules because they're trying to get funded now. So they're trying to go public. And 32% said I don't commit to OnlyFans girls. So if we take the no's and the I don't commit to OnlyFans girls, which when you say I don't commit to OnlyFans girls, that means it's the same thing as no, okay? 89% of the guys that responded would not want to be with a woman that wants to be on OnlyFans. That's a staggering number. I agree with it. Let me tell you why. Here's the thing. As a man, one of the most special things you can share with a woman, and for a woman, as a woman, one of the most special things you can share with a man is intimacy and your body, right? It's something sacred. And the first time it happens, you meet each other, you hang out for a certain amount of time before you get intimate, you see each other with clothes on, and when you like each other, you become curious. Wow, how would it be to be intimate with her? What does she look like with her clothes off, right? Right? And it's supposed to be something special and sacred between a man and a woman. But when a woman or a man, because some men do this, but more so it's women, they go on a site like OnlyFans, or at least in the past before they changed their rules recently, and they show off their body for money. That woman and or man, they're basically showing off and sharing their body with the entire world. And it doesn't make it special anymore for someone that they would date. And here's the thing. For me as a man, I don't have a problem with a woman doing what she wants to do. If a woman wants to be a porn star, or if she wants to be a webcam girl, or if she wants to be on OnlyFans, it's her choice to do so. She has the right to do that. And hey, no problem. Okay, cool. Good for you. But at the same time, I'm going to say you're just not somebody that I would want to date. I don't want to date a woman that's going to show off her goods for money, right? I don't want to date a woman that's going to show off her goods for money. It's her right to do that, as long as it's done legally through these sanctioned, forums, okay? But it's just not for me. It does not work for me. And it also doesn't work for most men. So why are women doing it? Because, again, this is why I'm trying to help red pill every single guy out there. It's the beta males that need to get red pill. They're blue pill, right? And I'm going to share more about what the blue pill and the red pill and the purple pill is when I get back from the break here and after I go through the chat. But it's the blue pill, the simps, the white knights, the guys that conform to a woman's wants and needs, suck up to a woman thinking that that's going to win her over, right? Or if it's one of these women that's on OnlyFans, they think that if they pay her enough money, she's going to fall in love with them. No, she's falling in love with your money. She's doing it for money. She's doing it because she knows that 97% of the men in this world are thirsty beta males, and they will pay to see the goods, right? It's true. It's absolutely true. It was a good posting, Donovan. And again, this is not bashing women. This is saying, hey, ladies, you have a choice whether you want to, use your looks to make money or not. It's your choice. I'm not telling you what choice to make, but it's also my choice who I date and don't date. And if I don't want to date you because you want to show off your goods to the whole world to make money, because it's a very profitable and lucrative industry, you can't get mad at me for that. Just like I can't get mad at you for doing that type of business. I may not like that type of business. I may not agree with that type of business, right? I may have other opinions that if I mention that here on YouTube, I might get a strike or get shut down. I don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, it's your choice, ladies, what you want to do, and it's our choice what us guys want to do, right? It's your choice who you want to date. It's our choice who we want to date, right? But 89% of the guys would not be good with that. I think that number is higher. I think just sometimes guys select other options to be funny, right? But even 89%, wow. All right, let's get the chat here. BWYA Gaming is here. Good morning, Eli. Good morning, Gaming. Queen says hello, Gaming. BWYA Gaming says hi, Queen. Lewis Fuller's here. Good morning, Eli. Good morning, Lewis. Happy Independence Day to you, Lewis, and BWYA Gaming and Queen. Happy 4th of July. You folks are with me here in the U.S. Lewis says I just gave you a like. Thank you, Lewis. Gaming says hello, Lewis. Lewis says hi, Queen. Hi, Gaming says Lewis. Happy 4th, says Lewis. Happy 4th to you and your family as well, and Adelaide and your mother. Riff Magos is here. What's up, Riff? The right guy code for the guy she can get the most resources from. Well, I don't get taken for resources anymore. I used to when I was younger, before I figured out, the way women are in the modern world. It took me until my early 30s or so to figure it out completely. Maybe by my mid-30s, I completely figured it out. So I would have to say I've been officially red-pilled probably for about 4 years since I had joined that MGTOW community when I found out about it 4 years ago, sending back to my former YouTube channel. But I've been living the philosophy of the red pill probably hardcore since I was 35 years old. Now, does that mean that if you're red pilled and you're aware that you're not going to come across women that don't work out or, try to pull things on you. No. You could play your cards perfectly and things can change at any time, but the choice is up to you. If you enjoy the company of a woman like I do and you love to bond with a woman, you're going to take chances. You're going to take your best chances with, women that, are still decent women or are more old school type of women. They do still exist, but they're just harder to find. But even those women can change too. So, whether you're red pilled or not, you can still get taken. But if you're aware, the chances of you being taken advantage of or something bad going on or something bad happening, become far less. At least you are aware. And you'll also stand up for yourself when your woman challenges you with something unreasonable, like many women do in the modern world, right? You're going to set your boundaries and you're going to put your foot down and say, you know what, babe, I didn't sign up for this. If you continue to treat me this way or expect this from me, this is where the buck stops, right? Right? And when you do that, you stand up for yourself. And if she really is with you for the right reasons, she'll get the hint and she'll back off. Or if she was using you, she'll leave you because she now knows you figured out that she was playing, right? That's what I want to do by, red pilling as many men as possible, making them aware of modern day female nature. So that way you guys can have the best shot of having whatever you want, even if that includes dating a good woman, right? Again, it's not to bash women. It's to teach men to better understand what modern day women are going through, what they're being indoctrinated into, what the system is pushing them more so to do, what is the mainstream media and TV shows pushing women to do, right? How are they depicting men nowadays? On the TV, like Everybody Loves Raymond, where they made him to be the beta male, right? And his wife was the alpha female. Hey, if you're a beta male and you want to date an alpha, female, and you're an alpha female that loves a beta male and you genuinely want to work something out with that dynamic, then more power to you, but it typically doesn't work out. The sexual polarities flip. But see, that's what TV and society and the movies have portrayed to us. They've portrayed to us things that, are really, really not what's actually happening. So it confuses people, right? It really does. Hello, Riff says Queen. Hi, Riff, and Very True says Gaming. Riff says hello, Queen and Gaming. Let me see. What guy would be okay with that? Just saying. I know I wouldn't be okay with that. I'm not okay with any woman putting her body out there to the entire world. Now, when I say I'm not okay with it, I wouldn't be okay dating someone like that. If she wants to do that and be single or be with somebody else, be with some other sucker that's okay with that, then that's on her. Like, I'm not saying women shouldn't do it. What I'm saying is that I just don't want to date or be around a woman that does that. To me, it's not a respectful business. It doesn't mean I'm trying to disrespect a woman or kick a woman down. It's her choice what she wants to do. It's just, to me, I cannot respect a woman that does that for a living. But that's just me. And probably 89% or greater of the guys out there, right? Riff says that is the definition of a C-U-C-K. That's true, bro. That's a good point. LOL, Riff says BWYA Gaming. She agrees with you on that. Riff Mago says, too many of these guys get caught up in these fake colored pills. Well, yes, see, Riff, the whole, Matrix thing, the whole matrix thing, the blue pill, red pill, and the purple pill, that's all made up stuff. All those pills do is symbolize a certain type of man. But what they symbolize, Riff, is true. Okay? There are guys that are extremely red pill, and they're completely red pill. There are guys that are red pill but live within the matrix and are purple pill, like myself. I'm purple pill, according to the fake pill thing you're saying, right? And then there are the blue pill simps, white knights, man. I'm not going to say it and get demonetized. The feminized men, the beta males, right? Those are the blue pillars, right? The blue pillars are the ones that are enabling women to basically capitalize off of these guys in any way, shape, or form, whether it's through these OnlyFans, sites, showing off their bodies, or they're able to get into a relationship with them and manipulate them to get what they want, right? It's the blue pillars that are the issue. I've been saying that all along. But yeah, I understand the pill philosophy is a made-up thing, but they do symbolize realistic type of male behaviors out there and how men are, Rick. That part is true. Q80 song, J. Giles Centerfold. Oh, BWI gaming. Yeah. Riff says, it amuses me when these part-timers keep spouting the same woefully inaccurate little labels, pill colors, and all that fake stuff. Do or do not. There is no cherry pick. And again, Riff, I respect your opinion and I agree with you. These pills are made up, but they were made up to symbolize a certain type of guy. And it actually makes a lot of sense because men are either beta, they're either well-balanced alpha, like myself in the middle, or they're arrogant, pompous asses, right? I think a lot of the guys, the majority of the red-pilled guys, the majority of the guys that are actual red pillars that have withdrawn, I'm not saying this about you, Rick, you're the exception, that have withdrawn from women, will not date or marry or sleep with any woman. I just got caught up again, and it reconnected me. Oh, well. It's been happening to many people lately, too. Sorry about that, folks. We're back. The darn YouTube live streaming server. No, like I said, there are many guys that actually consider themselves to be red pill, flat out red pill, not purple pill, and they completely withdraw from women, and they can be friends with a woman, but they won't date or marry a woman or get into a relationship with a woman, or sleep with a woman, right? But a lot of those guys are very angry and bitter. They've been through some bad breakups or divorces in the past, or they have other issues, other unresolved issues that stem back to their childhood or something else, Riff. And everybody's different, right? But I get what you're saying with the pills, bro. It's just a label. That's all it is. What's more important is what's underneath that label. What's really happening, right? Riff quotes, Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. Okay, BWI Gaming. Queen says the fake news media. Exactly, says Riff. Riff says MSM expertly dividing and turning everyone against everyone else, and people still falling for it. Okay. Riff says the whole Matrix thing is a woefully inaccurate, simplistic little thing, and too many of you cherry picking part-timers have a wank and get caught up in these little silly pill colors. I'm not caught up into it, bro. You have your opinion, and I get where you're coming from, right? I know you like to challenge me at times, Riff, and that's all good, bro. The bottom line is there are three types of men. There's the beta male. There's the well-balanced man in the middle, the alpha male, who is a good guy, little cocky, playful, funny, but he's not arrogant. He's respectful to people that respect him, stands up for himself when he's disrespected, but doesn't let things faze him or bother him. That's a good, well-balanced man in a good place emotionally, right? Mentally, right? And then there's the arrogant, pompous ass, right? Which, quite frankly, the blue pillars are the first one I mentioned, in my opinion, the beta males, right? The purple pill is the second one I mentioned, well-balanced man, cocky, playful, funny, not arrogant, but not a sissy, is respectful to people that respect him, right, including women, stands up for himself when he's disrespected, including when a woman disrespects him, but he does it maturely and respectfully, right? Right? And then there's the red pillars that are the arrogant, pompous asses, in my opinion, that are so hurt over what's happened in the past, and they blame women for everything, right? And they shame women and attack women. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some women that deserve that, but there are also some men that deserve that type, that type of, I wouldn't say treatment, but response, right? But there are many of them that don't, right? And quite frankly, as a man, a real man is never going to let anything faze him or stop him from moving forward and accomplishing what he wants. Even if they had a bad marriage where they were the breadwinner and the woman took half his assets, a real man would figure a way to turn it around and not let that faze him. But many of these red pill guys I met through the communities out here on YouTube were just so angry and bitter that you couldn't even hang around them. I couldn't even tolerate being around guys like that. Those aren't real men. Those are just immature, insecure, mentally and emotionally unstable men that have unresolved issues, and they expect everything to be their way. Kind of like what these guys say about the radical feminists is how these guys are behaving, in my opinion. So they're hypocrites in actuality. That's what I think. While totally missing out on the truth and the whole point of it. It symbolizes nothing. Life, truth, existence isn't so simplistic or compartmentalized. Well, this is the best way that we can explain it, Riff. This is the best way we can explain it. But I get where you're coming from, Riff. I get where you're coming from. You've been through a lot of stuff, and I commend you for being strong and moving forward, bro. I do. People are complete beings and not so easily slotted into pathetic absolutism. Okay, I agree with you on that. Eli, there are Sigma males also. Yes, I understand what a Sigma male is, but it's not widely talked about. It's just much easier, BWYA gaming, to just go alpha beta. You add Sigma in there, it just kind of changes up the conversation. It kind of, just adds an extra element there. I like to pretty much look at men as either alpha or beta. You're either alpha or you're beta, right? And quite frankly, the men that perceive themselves to be alpha, that are arrogant, quite frankly, I look at them as beta males myself. Because the guys, that are very, very attractive, they're bodybuilders, and they may know, how to get a woman. These guys are arrogant guys. And these guys are arrogant because they've been hurt in the past. And they don't want a woman to ever they don't want to give a woman any chance to ever hurt them. So they become very arrogant and upfront with these women. Like, this is the way I am, take me or leave me, right? Which is fine to a certain extent. But if these guys make it all about them, instead of focusing, part of why they're with the woman, about the woman, then, these guys are arrogant beta males, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Rick Michaels, but what do I know? I've been a monk for 13 years. God bless you, bro. I love women. I love the beauty of a woman. There's going to be a sweet woman out there for me, man. I'm telling you. Who knows? Maybe sooner than you think. You never know. And I've not been on any dating sites at all because you're a monk, dude. You said it. Well, you keep going on and on about the pill colors. Life isn't so easily compartmentalized or absolute. Humans are complex, says BWY Gaming, and have many different sides, etc. Riff says it has nothing to do with me going through a lot of stuff. It's simple truth. Okay, yeah, and again, Riff, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, and I am to mine. Just like with Queen Helen Casey, we can agree to disagree on stuff and still be friends, bro. And I still have a lot of respect for you. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, dude. I get where you're coming from. Projecting one's ignorance onto someone else isn't exactly a wise or coach-like move either. That is all. Again, bro, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Thank you for stating it. All right, folks. We are at 51 minutes. I'm going to take about a 8 to 10 minute break or so, and refill my coffee, use the restroom, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to get into some of the red pill forums on Reddit, and I've joined some of these groups. One of them is r/purple pill debate, and there are some other ones that I'll get to as I go through the forums. But the very first thing I'm going to do when I get back is I'm going to get into the purple pill debate Reddit. And there was a topic that was labeled, the central part of taking the red pill is fully accepting the overwhelming advantage women have in sexual, dating, and relationship landscape. And that is completely true. Women clearly have a huge, huge, huge advantage. Why? I keep saying it all along. In my opinion, it's the thirsty beta males. 97% of the men in this world are thirsty beta males, right? They'll do anything for a woman, even if it's unreasonable. They think that's going to win them over, right? So we're going to get to that when I return, and we're going to go to some other forums, and this is going to be very interesting. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And then we will, give me 1 second here. What did I do? There we are. Okay. All right. Let me cue up that music here real quick. Do-do-do-do. 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 Let me see here. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a little break. And like I said, when we return, we're going to get into the Red Pill Reddit forum. So stick around. We'll be right back. get back down to business. Scratch it. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you can all join me here this now early morning on the 4th of July, 2021 here in the U.S. We're celebrating Independence Day today, and I want to start off by saying that please, if you are going to have some fun today, please do it responsibly. Be a grown, mature adult. If you're underage, please don't drink. If you drink regardless, please don't drive. Get a designated driver. Try to stay in as much as you can today. Try to stay off the roads if you can. You just never know who's going to be out there. We want you all to be safe. I want you all to be safe and have a good time and be around to enjoy many more 4th of Julys and other holidays and great special days in the future. Now, Queen Helen Casey within the YouTube chat says, well, nothing happening on Facebook. I just stepped on my cat Cheeto's foot because she is always under my feet. Well, I guess she's very emotionally attached to you, Queen. That's how cats get. Cats like to roam around, always thinking that, there's something up, right? But with their master, they feel safe, right? So they'll come and they'll, just kind of curl up by you or get under your feet. They want your attention. Is your cat female or male, Queen? I'm just curious to know. I have a feeling it's probably a female cat. That's okay. It's all good. Today, folks, we're discussing gentlemen. This one philosophy will better all aspects of your life. One more time. Gentlemen, this one philosophy will better all aspects of your life. And that's being red pill and understanding the red pill philosophy, which is what it's been labeled in the online world nowadays. My good buddy Riff and moderator here, he has his opinions that the pills don't exist. They're just this fabricated thing, and I value and respect your opinion, and for the most part I agree with you. It's just a way to easily label 3 different types of men between the red pill, the purple pill, and the blue pill. And I was going to mention during the second half of the show, which is where we're at now, what the pills are, but I mentioned that, towards the end of the first segment. So go back and check out the replay if you want to know more about that. But I want to say this before I get to these Reddit forums and start sharing some of the information that's being discussed out there regarding this. Look, guys and gals, we've all experienced things in life, whether you're a man or a woman. We've all been through things. We've all put our best foot forward, and in some cases, maybe many cases, it wasn't good enough. Doesn't mean you're a failure. Maybe that attempt failed. That doesn't make you an overall failure. The only thing that makes you an overall failure is if you see yourself as an overall failure, right? And especially if you're a man, and if you ever have the feeling of being a failure deep within, that typically stems from an insecurity that's unresolved, right? The natural essence of a man, masculinity, entails strength, physical strength, but even more so, emotional strength. And the problem nowadays I see with many, many men in this modern world is the fact that they're emotionally weak, right? Because women have risen up and become stronger, a lot of women nowadays have become emotionally stronger than men, which is completely out of their natural biological essence. It's flipped things, and it's created a world of dog do, let's put it that way, right? And it's also created this battle between men and women that's unnecessary. It's created this very competitive nature between men and women which was never the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to connect and bond, for man and woman to connect and bond, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It's one of the most beautiful bonds you can create nowadays. And I still want that bond, and I still seek that bond. There's nothing wrong with still wanting and seeking that bond in the modern world. You just have to be more careful because there are far fewer women that genuinely want that based on many of the things I'm discussing here on this show and many other shows I've done in the past. Okay? But my whole wish is for one day, for just men and women to stop competing against each other, to stop fighting with each other, and just, accept us for who we are. First of all, accept yourself for who you are, right? And be real about it. Don't try to be something you're not. And just do the best to live the best possible positive life you can without trying to, kick others down to get there. A lot of the things that men and women do nowadays is they try to take out their competition to be successful. And I disagree with that. You don't have to make it a competition. Just be you. Kind of like out here on YouTube. Everybody thinks it's a competition, right? It's not a competition. And it's never too late to start and to be successful. If you believe in yourself and you put your best foot forward and you keep moving forward, no matter what happens, you have your good days and not so good days, right? There are days where, like now, I have 5 people here, but it's the middle of the night or early in the morning, right? There are 5 people here, right? Do I wish there was 20 or 30 or 40? Sure. But that's okay. It's going to get there. The show must go on, right? And then people will watch the replay, right? And if I continue doing this over the course of time and I participate in other forums such as Reddit and other forums online and further expose myself to people, it's going to build on its own. But I know it's going to get there because I believe in myself and I'm not letting the small amount of numbers kick me down. I keep coming back each and every day. And that's what I want to help you folks. I want you folks to keep coming back each and every day, regardless of what it is you're trying to accomplish, and keep on trying until you accomplish it. You will eventually get there. Don't give up on yourself. It all starts within you. Love yourself. Love what you see in the mirror. And put out positivity because, like I always say, what you project, you get back. If you project your insecurities on the people, you're going to attract insecure people and you're going to repel the secure, good people that you want to be around, right? Project positivity. And in the end, you'll get a lot of that back. Now, you may get some negative people responding to your positivity, but you can ignore those people. But if you stay positive, in the long run, you're going to attract more positive people in your life. They're going to outweigh any of the bad, right? Like I get more dislikes still than likes, right? I know one day that's going to change when this channel grows to a greater level, okay? I know I'll be getting 500 or 1,000 likes. When I start getting that, those 20, 30, 40, or 50 dislikes are not going to matter. Coach, hope you have a great day, says Australian Ellis. Welcome to the show, bro. Hope you have a great day, too. I know you're not from this country here in the U.S., so I would wish you a happy Independence Day, but it's not Independence Day in your country, bro. Thank you for being here. Queen says she sleeps with me every night. That's her cat. Well, you spoil her, Queen. That's okay. It's your prerogative to do so, right? All right. Let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser source. And this is the I did a search for red pill to find red pill topics on Reddit. Like I mentioned yesterday, I've subscribed to the premium version of Reddit for $40 a year. I feel it's worth it. And are going to start more so participating in this community, because Reddit is a great way to grow a YouTube channel. It's a great way to get your name out there. There's a lot of great and realistic conversation out there. And so the first thing that comes up down below when I search the key words red pill is the subreddit r purple pill debate. And let's just go over there right now. Let's click on this. So when I go to the R purple pill debate, this is the statement posed here. The central part of taking the red pill is fully accepting the overwhelming advantage women have in sexual, dating, and relationship landscape. This post is prompted by observing a number of users who regularly lock horns with women on here. Lock horns, that means probably attack them. Not a good thing to do. I think the root cause of that conflict is resentment towards women for the advantages they enjoy in the sexual, dating, and relationship landscape. I agree with that. That's the only problem. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Why is it a problem? I keep saying this. It's the beta males. They're overvaluing a woman's sexual attractiveness. And women are loving it. They're like, okay, we're hot women. There's a market where we can market ourselves and make tons of money, more than we're working in a corporate job or anywhere else. So if there's a market for that, we're going to exploit it, right? Stop fighting the reality. Take a step back, accept the reality, introspect about who you are and what you want. Then you can optimize your strategy to get where you want to go. I agree. I really like this guy. This is probably one of the, community moderators. It doesn't come across very masculine, chastising women for putting their interests first. I agree. I never do that. I've never, ever once told a woman, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. That's not masculine energy. I may not like certain things that women do. One of the things I don't like, which is what I mentioned earlier, is when women, make money off of their bodies, right? It doesn't mean I'm going to attack a woman for doing that. If she wants to do that, that's her choice. I just wouldn't date a woman like that. And she has to understand, if she's going to work a field like that, it's going to be much harder for her to find true love if that's even what she's seeking, right? But I agree so far. Just like you, they want to get laid. Long-term relationship with attractive people. The only difference is that they have more opportunities to do that. A wider selection to choose from because of the beta males. Beta mons. Of course it feels unfair to you, but would you not do the same if you were in their place? It's a good question. Here's the thing. When men were more valuable to women, back in the days of traditionalism when they needed men for survival because they didn't have the same rights, okay, we didn't have these dating sites with multiple options, right? So, we were valuable to them from that aspect, right? Nowadays, we have no value to a woman because they're independent. Now, I'm not saying that to be harsh to men. I'm saying we have no value in the ways of survival, right? Because women can survive without us, right? That was our value to women back then, right? Now, to a certain extent, biologically, we're still the same. But because women now have equal rights, they can do everything that once only men could do. It's changed the dynamics. It's also changed a lot of men to start behaving more feminine than masculine because women have been empowered and now they're behaving more masculine than feminine, right? It's created the beta males that put women on a pedestal and they suck up to a woman and they give a woman everything she asks for thinking that that's the way they're going to get to her heart, right? And women are exploiting that. That's what's really happening here. That's what makes it unfair. The unfair advantage that women have is because of the thirsty beta males. That's why I want to red pill everyone. I want to red pill everyone and then hopefully have them settle within the purple pill, like your subreddit is called Purple Pill Debate, right? I'm not about leaving the plantation and never talking to women again. I'm about navigating through this matrix and continuing to move forward, involving women, even in relationships and possible marriages, with the caution and awareness of the red pill. If anything, you should be thankful that female sexuality at least somewhat different from male. Otherwise, you know the havoc you would wreak if you had the same powers. Well, dude, what I disagree with you is the fact that women have been given artificial power nowadays. Now, with no disrespect, I respect women. If they want to do things that once only men would do, no problem. But that's not part of their natural biological essence. This has been artificially created, bro. My whole thing has always been about connecting with a woman naturally and biologically, right? All of this stuff has been fabricated, bro. All of this stuff it's just like I said, it's fabricated. But that's okay. That's just the way things are. Now that you have hopefully accepted the advantages your rival has, it is prudent that you refine your strategy to achieve your objectives rather than to try to convince them to give up their advantages. We're not trying to do that, bro. Here's the thing. You're running this Purple Pill Debate Reddit, right? Reddit page, right? And you kind of sound blue pill, bro. You sound very blue pill. This is not the way a purple pillar or a red pillar talks. I understand what you're saying. Don't be angry or bitter. I agree with you on that. But, dude, you're asking us to accept the ways that many modern women are that are taking advantage of us men because of that, right? They're exploiting a loophole in the system. They're exploiting the beta males. It's not fair, bro. It's not. It's absolutely not fair. And this is not me being bitter saying that. This is just me speaking the facts. I'm sorry, bro. You sound more blue pill than purple. This should be more so-called blue pill debate. Be the best you can possibly be. I agree. Work on yourself. Become the best version of yourself you can be. And go after everything and everyone that you want and see what you get. I agree. Keep taking chances, but take your best chances and know what you're up against. And learn to read the signs when something doesn't feel right so you don't get taken advantage of. Then have some humility and be content with what you get. Okay? I'm content with what I get. But I'm not going to be played or taken advantage of because of the way things are nowadays, dude. Don't ever chastise a woman for sleeping around. I don't. I just won't be with a woman like that. Again, I don't chastise women for anything. They can do whatever they want to do. They want to sleep with 500 guys, that's on them. I just won't date a woman like that. For wanting to date Chads, for wanting a taller man, a bigger, lower region part. I'm trying to be conservative here with these words for the algorithm. Let them do their thing and you do yours. Yeah, of course, bro. They can do whatever they want. No one, I never said that. And most guys that are red-pilled like me never said that. All we're saying is that we just won't date a woman that does this or is like this. I'm not angry or bitter. Go ahead and do what you want to do. You're just not for me. That's all it is, right? Let them do their thing and you do yours, which is to stand back and evaluate if your prospective partner fits with your goals and values. Right. These women you're talking about, bro, that are effing chads, and they want a taller man and they want a bigger package, right? Okay. These are women that I'm not attracted to and don't want to date. I don't want to be with a woman like that. But if she wants to go out and do those things and be with those types of guys, that's on her. More power to you. More power to you. I'll find a nice, sweet, innocent, loving woman. I don't care how long it takes. I'll wait till the right one comes around. I'm patient. If they don't send them packing, don't argue with them how they are wrong for doing what they do and wanting what they want. It doesn't look very masculine. I agree with you on that. You never want to argue a woman on anything. I tell this to guys all the time. Never argue a woman regarding anything. Why? You're never going to win the argument. There's no point, right? If you don't agree with a woman's core value system, you withdraw and you find someone else that closer fits your value system. You're never going to probably find somebody exactly like you. Maybe you'll get lucky and you will, but that may be boring if you found someone exactly. But find someone with similar, core values, morals, values, and ethics, right? Okay. Now, we can sit here and create content on YouTube and social media and address this in a way like I am, saying, look, I'm not here to attack these types of women. All I'm stating is that they exist and this is what they do. And if you're a guy that doesn't want a woman like this, these are the signs to look for. But you're not going to understand what signs to look for unless you understand the red pill. Unless you're red pill aware and you really understand what it is. Okay? This guy, Smogs2, is responding to, if anything, you should be thankful that female sexuality, at least somewhat, is somewhat different from male. Otherwise, you would have the havoc you would wreak if you had the same powers. They write in response, when I was single, I envied the gay male dating scene. What havoc do you think the dating scene would become if everyone had the same relative level of power and sexuality? Okay, yeah, that's your choice. That's cool. That's fine, man. It would certainly make airport bathrooms even more interesting than they are now. They might as well make bathrooms for people which actually need to, let's just say, use the restroom. These responses are really not that great. Let's see if there's a good one here. The Meat Lord, ignoring the transaction period, which would last a few generations at least, we would probably have a much more kind, less competitive, and loving culture. I said that at the beginning of this second segment. I'm going to repeat that again. I could not have said it better myself. Ignoring the transaction period, which would last a few generations at least. The transaction period is what we're living in right now. Women are exploiting beta males, making lots of money off it. Or they're dating beta males and marrying beta males for the providing aspect, right? But they don't feel it for them. They don't feel that loving feeling. They get to believe that they feel that loving feeling by giving them a little sex early on in the relationship or in a marriage, and then they get married. Some of them, they'll have kids with a few of these guys to get that out of the way. And then, they'll wait 10 years, divorce you, and take half your money. That's what you have to look out for. So ignoring the transaction period, which would last a few generations at least, we would probably have a much more kind, less competitive, and loving culture. Those are three things I agree with. We need to be more kind, less competitive, and we need to become a loving culture again. Couldn't have said it better myself. So instead of men and women being at their throats playing stupid games, people would just all be able to easily get the sex they want. This is not just about sex, guys and gals. This is about romance, intimacy, bonding, and connecting emotionally, mentally, spiritually. There's a lot more to it than sex. That's a huge part of the problem. You guys all focusing on sex. There's a lot more to it than that. Don't get me wrong, sex is good, but it's even much better with the right person. So relationships would be all about love, and there would be no settling or anything like that. No settling? What do you mean, settling down? Why wouldn't you want to settle down with someone you love and respect and care for? Not quite sure what you meant about that. And this would start leaking into other areas of society. Even old school monogamy model had this effect on society because they got rid of the stupid games and everyone was paired off early. Yes, it has a shit ton of other problems. Yeah, I agree. Which is why it is incredibly rare in nature. It is just anti-natural selection. Any culture who practices this model would stagnate and die off. Technology changes the game. I've been saying this all along. The birth rate's down at an all-time low. Many women are choosing to not have kids nowadays. So in essence, fewer women are choosing to have kids. So the birth rate keeps going down. At this rate, if it keeps up, we don't change things around for men and women to start, getting along better again and dating, getting married, having families like they used to, we're going to go extinct like dinosaurs. Not going to be in my lifetime, and probably wouldn't be for 500 to 1,000 years, but we're headed there. It's starting to decline for the first time in history. The population, that is. Red God Emperor of... I can't read that. Of a derogatory word he's calling women, country. Of a woman that sleeps with multiple men, country. Whoops. There wouldn't be relationships lasting more than a year in that world. I'd probably agree with you on that. The Meat Lord says, yes, we would no longer be a monogamous species. Instead, we would just be one big family in function, which is much better. Wouldn't you agree? I wouldn't want to live in a world of that. I love monogamy. I want to be with one woman. I am happy being with one woman and being intimate with her all the time, going hiking with her all the time, taking romantic weekend getaway trips with her all the time. There's nothing more special than that, even as a man, a strong man saying that. The God Emperor says we wouldn't be. What makes you think we would? We would go back to mud hats in like century tops. Society runs by having men chase the carrot, that is sex. In your society, men would just chill and play video games all day, and that's a problem. A man that plays video games all day, to me, is a beta male. If you want to waste your life away playing video games all day and not get out and do something else like hiking and exploring the world and getting off your ass, that's not masculine to me. Wait, you think we are just going to forget all modern advancements? The modern advancements, the Meat Lord, are a huge part of what's changed us and put us in this position. Too many options. Way too many options. And current society runs on competition because we are a competitive species. We would change with the new system and not be competitive anymore. A little competition is not bad, but everything today is a competition. And people are competing over things that they shouldn't be. It's a crazy world we're living in. The God Emperor says capitalism requires an amount of consumption and labor that men just aren't going to do without sex as motivation. I don't look at sex as a motivational thing. I look at it as something that I share with a woman that I bond and connect with mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Progress will slow down a lot and the economy will go to shit. I like this Red God Emperor. It makes a lot of sense. Diabetes 9111 says, Jim, you understand perfectly well it is absolutely mind-boggling how emotionally underdeveloped some people are. That's a big part of the problem. We have a lot of men that are emotionally weak. And we have a lot of women that have become very emotionally strong, stronger than their natural biological essence. In essence, women are turning into men and men are turning into women. That's what's happening, right? Because that's what society is indoctrinating women to be. And in turn, they're not teaching men how to handle this, right? So men are like, what's going on with women? Well, they're acting strong. So that means, I'm not going to challenge them. I'm just going to go along with it, right? And it's making you feminized. These guys don't even realize that they're not men. They don't even know they're betas. They don't know that. That's how sad it is. Yeah, they are emotionally underdeveloped. And a lot of that has to do with what they went through during their childhood, how they were raised, did they come from a broken household, etc. Right? It is a direct result of the society we live in. Sorry. It isn't woman's fault that dating is the way it is right now. No, it's not. I never blamed women for it. I blame the beta mons. It's the beta mons' fault. It is a direct result of the society we live in. The beta mon society. I should create a group like that. Beta mon society. Free yourselves from the beta world, from beta jail. It is a direct result of the society we live in and how we need men to chase that carrot on a stick or else they will do nothing. Beta mon! MGTOW is full of men that decide the juice isn't worth the squeeze. A lot of those men are very insecure, immature, mentally, and emotionally unstable. I used to say that all the time on my former channel, and I got attacked severely in that community, which is why I left it. I'm not MGTOW. By far, I am not considered an actual MGTOW, but I understand MGTOW philosophy and the red, blue, and purple pill philosophies too. And I agree with a lot of them. I agree with the philosophy. I don't agree with how a lot of these people that were involved or have been involved in MGTOW are behaving. So MGTOW is not the problem. It's a bunch of the men that misunderstand the purpose. It's not to attack women. It's not to, withdraw from the plantation. If you want to withdraw, that's your choice. But MGTOW is not forcing you to do that. They're just saying you choose what you want to do, but understand what you're up against based on what you choose. But if every man thinks like that, the economy will go to shit. Well, if every man thinks like that and withdraws, there'll be no more procreation. We're going to go extinct. That's a common sense thing, isn't it? Okay, here's what I want to read. Sid Insidious. Like I've always said, male thirst makes the world go around. Amen, brother. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that one, brother. Male thirst makes the world go around. The beta males. The beta males are the ones that are providing when they're not really loved, right? They're the ones that are paying the women on OnlyFans. They're the ones that are paying the webcam girls. Do you think a guy like myself is going to pay for that when I can meet women in person? And if I wanted to have one night stands, I could do it for free. I don't pay for that stuff. I'm confident to the point of where I can meet a woman and sleep with her on any night. I just don't want to live my life that way. I choose to not live my life that way. I'm taking my time to find a good woman that I can enjoy life with and have a life with. Dude, that was beautifully stated, bro. Beautifully stated, man. Like I've always said, male thirst makes the world go round. Wow. If every vagina out there healed over and men lost their libido, entire economies would collapse within weeks. There'd be no procreation. That's the bottom line. Industries based on nice things women like to buy would start going bankrupt in droves. But why were those things created, dude? Because they started to realize that, hey, we've got a thirsty beta male market that's going to buy these expensive things for women, right? Men wouldn't be working overtime to pay for nice things they themselves don't find any utility in. Okay. Men like to buy nice things too, right? But we don't spend money as impulsively as women do. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of this here. All right, that was pretty interesting. Let me see where we're at. I may take one more break and come back and read another part here. We are at 1 hour and 40 minutes. Let me see here. There was another one that I wanted to take a look at. Let me see. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Where was that other one I wanted to show you folks? Red pill people sometimes just make up fake numbers. I think that was it. Yes, this was the one I wanted to read. I'm going to read this and I'm going to come back. I'm going to take a break and come back and I'm going to read the comments before going off the air. Red pill people sometimes just make up fake numbers. First of all, I disagree to some degree with basically every red pillar. So do I. A lot of them are very insecure, immature, mentally and emotionally unstable. They can't get over the past. That's not masculine. Often they are either hypocrites, I don't want to marry, but every woman should marry. Yes, they're big hypocrites. They're acting like women. Or they are claiming that everybody must marry and get children. Which maybe makes sense for most of women, but their main audience is often man, and they don't become cat ladies if they never have children, so they basically in some weird way are simps. They're all simps. A lot of those guys that are red-pilled, that are just full-blown red pill, are basically, they're not only simps, they're incels, they're involuntary celibates, right? Because the women they had in the past, they were with them. That woman was with them because they were a beta male provider. They never really felt a large spark of sexual attraction and a deeper connection besides the resources, right? But that aside, I still see them say some good truths, especially dating wise and about female attraction and stuff like that. Even if there's also a bias and not always 100% truths, and they focus too much on long-term attraction when many men want many women for a short time anyway. Well, not all men want to play the field, bro. Right? Now you're kind of stereotyping. You're kind of, you're putting out your opinion. But that's definitely not true for everybody, dude. And yes, a lot of the MGTOW philosophy, the entire MGTOW philosophy coming from the MGTOW creators themselves is spot on. It's not about the MGTOW philosophy. It's about how people are applying the MGTOW philosophy, and people are creating their own MGTOW groups and MGTOW YouTube channels, and they're creating a group of angry and bitter men. And instead of uplifting these men through these groups, they keep talking smack about women because that gets them the most attention. So in essence, you have one MGTOW content creator on YouTube that talks smack about women, right? And then you attract other men like that, right? That need help snapping out of this rut, right? And instead of snapping out of this rut, they follow this angry and bitter MGTOW content creator and get worse. They become worse. And they become more angry and bitter instead of healing and moving on to live a great life. So it does not matter that they are not good husband material. Well, if you're going to hook up with a woman for a one-night stand, what matters at all? There's no emotional bond. There's no mental stimulation. There's no spiritual connection. It's all about physical pleasure, which would give me no physical pleasure because it's meaningless. I want to be intimate with somebody that's going to be meaningful. Nothing wrong with a man even saying that. I'm strong enough to say that. But I just don't get why many of them misuse their power in reporting unresponsible wrong numbers to their audience or lie to a person face to face on camera, because it gets them attention, makes them money, it attracts an audience, a drama audience of angry and bitter men, and the cycle continues. It creates drama, bro, and drama puts butts in seats. I don't like it. If I were to run a drama channel, I would have 100 people on my live streams every day. Let me tell you something. The people I've been involved with in any drama group I've been a part of, I'm way smarter than all of them. I'm not saying this to be cocky. I'm smarter than all of them. I could destroy all of them, right? But it's not my nature to do that. And I'm not a drama person. But if I wanted to do it, I could do it, right? And I could make a lot of money doing it, right? But instead of doing that, which would be sustainable, it wouldn't be sustainable long term, which is what I'm trying to say. I'm building something more sustainable long term that's going to take longer to grow, but once it gets there, it's going to be amazing. So that's why they report unresponsible wrong numbers, and that's why YouTube shuts them down. That's called spam and deceptive practices. So he shared some video links and stated some other things. Let me just read what's pertinent, because he shared some video links and did a response to those videos. But at the bottom he writes, I find it highly irresponsible to put out such wrong numbers when very young women and men, should be men, not man, listen to such people and take their advice very serious. You got to be careful with whose advice you trust. There are people on social media platforms, let's take YouTube for example, that state things in a way just to get views and subscribers and monetize playbacks and super chats and donations. You got to know who you can trust. I'm one you can trust. No, you have to get to know me. You're not going to trust me off of me saying you can trust me, but I am one of those trusted people because I am neutral and I'm fair. And I have a positive outlook and attitude on things. And I don't hate women. Do I not like a lot of the things women do nowadays? Sure. Doesn't mean I hate women. Doesn't mean I'm against them doing it. It means that I just don't want to be around or get involved with women like that. That's the bottom line. It's my choice. Just like it's their choice to do what they want to do. But women are getting mad at the fact that guys like me, good guys like me, are not giving them the time of day just because they're on OnlyFans, right? They want to have it both ways. They want to make their bed, then lay in it, right? They want to bake their cake and eat it right away, right? Come on. You can have all sorts of opinions on red pill and biology and stuff, but often the science is not settled on biological differences between men and women. And it is not a very exact science. No, it's not. It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy. And it's a pretty good one, right? It gives you some good understanding on the modern day woman. I learned a lot from it over the last 4 years, but such numbers are very clear and there is no room for big differences of interpreting them. Like I said, bro, these people are just trying to get attention and create drama. And they're more so trying to sell something than provide value to men that are going through all this. And there's nothing wrong with selling men a package. But if you're going to do it, don't try to make things up to do it. Be honest with them. Sell them something that's genuine and has real value. How can people that seem to want to be serious make such huge mistakes? Like I said, dude, it's social media. This is where people make money nowadays. Half the stuff you see out on social media, including YouTube, is fake, even if they're trying to make it seem like it's real. It's all for money, whatever puts money in their pocket, right? Just like with women. Why are they on OnlyFans? Because they know they have a market to exploit the beta males, and they'll make tons of money, right? Think about it, bro. Are they just parroting other people's misinformation in their sphere? I've already answered this. Or did I miss something, and are there real studies or numbers that correlate to that statement, and the numbers, polls, census I found are fake? When I get back from the break, we're going to share some of the responses here, and they're pretty interesting. I've seen them already. So before we get to that, let me step away and take another quick break here. Let me move back over to full screen. And let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. All right. What do I want to play? Let me see. All right, music is all queued up. Let's step away for a quick break, and when we return, we're going to wrap up the show by reading the responses to red pill people sometimes just make up fake numbers. Why do they do that? I pretty much gave the answer, but let's see what the people say, okay? Let's see what they say. So stick around, we'll be right back. And because we're limited on time, we're going to just scratch it and get back down to business. All right, scratch it. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me here this early, Sunday morning. It is the 4th of July. It is Independence Day here in the U.S. of A. where I live, the good old United States of America. And again, happy Independence Day to each and every one of you, all my moderators, my family, my friends, any other loved ones, and just to each and every one of you, regardless of, who you are. If you're celebrating this day here today, please celebrate it responsibly. If you drink, don't drive. Please get a designated driver if you have to go somewhere, and try to stay off the roads as much as possible. You just never know how many crazies there are out there. Stay safe and sane. I know people like to shoot off illegal fireworks. Please, folks, just, don't do stupid things that are going to cause issues, that are going to cause fires, accidents, etc. We want you to be around for a very long time to be able to celebrate other special days such as Independence Day in the future. All right, let's get right back to it here. This morning, this started as a late night show, but now it's early morning. It's 8:55 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5:55 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here where I'm at in Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area. The topic is, gentlemen, this one philosophy will better all aspects of your life. One more time. Gentlemen, this one philosophy will better all aspects of your life. We're talking about the red pill. We're talking about trying to get as many men in this world that are not red pilled to understand the red pill philosophy, which is not meant to bash women. It's not meant to attack women. It's not meant to degrade or demean women at all. What it's meant to do is protect you from some of the things, or maybe many of the things, that some or many modern women do to take advantage of your resources. That's all it is. It's meant to protect you. It's just meant to protect you. It's meant to make you the strong man that you should have been raised up to be, but maybe because you came from a broken household, or, you didn't have the best upbringing, didn't have the best role models, etc. You didn't get that. So you're lacking that. And you've been exploring this world and dealing with women that have taken advantage of you. And you wonder why. And you keep on giving other women chances, and you keep on getting taken advantage of. And it's affecting your pocketbook. It's affecting you emotionally. It's affecting you physically. You're probably gaining weight, spiritually, mentally. It's affecting you in every way. And if you can just learn to understand red pill philosophy. Okay, well, YouTube decided to cut me off, and now I'm back. OBS disconnected me, and I'm back. Didn't happen for a while. That's the third time it's happened during this stream. Oh, well, the show must go on. If you can learn to understand red pill philosophy, learn to become a better man. Learn to become a better version of yourself. Okay? And just understand that some things are just not going to pan out the way you want them to pan out. And you shouldn't let that affect you. You have to understand that if you want to get somewhere in life, if you want a girlfriend or to get married, or if you want to run a successful, business, you have to keep pushing through all of the failures. Just because you fail a time or two or three or four doesn't mean you're a complete failure. It just means you haven't reached success yet. And if you put yourself in that mindset, you're going to turn your life around and eventually accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. That's what I'm here to help you folks with. So let's continue. Let's go back to the browser source. And we're in the R Purple Pill debate Reddit. And we've been we read a topic that was titled, "Red Pill People Sometimes Just Make Up Fake Numbers." These are, people that put out content and make things up. And I shared my thoughts why I did it while I read what the original poster wrote. Let's see what the commenters wrote. Stats fodder. 96% of all statistics are made up. It's a good point nowadays with social media. It's about whatever gets you attention and makes you money, right? Sid says, and those dubious quotations. Windows 10 drives me nuts. Abraham Lincoln. Oh, okay. Not sure what you meant by that. Yeah, these people are not even responding to the actual thing. Let's get to a real comment. Bakana Heaven, you're right. Though in general there seems to be more infighting in the feminist forums than the red pill forums. They have more conflicting ideals. Well, those are just women are emotional beings. And women back in the days of traditionalism used to fight for the strongest man. That's part of their nature. They still have it in the modern world. Nowadays, they're not fighting over men. They're fighting over each other because they're trying to bring more value to their social media presence to capitalize on it more. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. It all boils down to money. It all boils down to capitalism. That's what it is. I suppose it has something to do with the wider range of topics. Nope, it has to do with money, brother. It's all about the Benjamins, bro. Red pill focuses mostly on relationships. It does. Whereas feminists tend to talk about women's rights, men's rights, racism, sexism, and everything else under the sun. More room for disagreement. Well, these women are just unhappy that we're calling them out on the truth, and they're outraged by it because they're beginning to realize that more and more men are figuring out the game women are playing in the modern world, and they're withdrawing, right? That's what MGTOW helps you to do. It helps you to withdraw from these types of women. Now, MGTOW is not telling you to withdraw from women completely. And it's not even about withdrawing from women. The bottom line is if you get a bad deal, whether it's from a man or a woman, sometimes if you're in business and you're trying to do a business transaction with a man, if he's trying to screw you over and you can figure that out before he does, you're going to withdraw from him, right? This is about withdrawing from things that are not going to benefit you and are going to harm you because some people play the game that way. It's about raising awareness. It's about making you self-aware and being aware of your surroundings. There's also a lot more people in feminist forums and red pill, and more people means more room for disagreement. Well, that would make sense because here's the thing. Realistically, women have always talked more than men. That's just how it is. Typically, well, I think I read something one time, women say about 8,000 words per day, men say about 2,000, right? Now, for me, I'm probably at 6,000 to 8,000 words per day. I do these shows, and I talk a lot because I'm communicative. Okay? So that's another reason. You know, women are emotional beings. They're going to talk a lot more. They're going to get emotional, so there's going to be a lot more back and forth, dude. That's normal. I see the types of guys that are in these forums. Bacana says fair. Razor Machine says, in Red Pill Forum, there are people which come for self-improvement advices. Yep, that's the part I like about it. As well as dating advices, and they actually implement those advices in their lives. And I've done that myself, and it's made a tremendous world of difference. And there are also people which are just there for their daily dose of validation, venting, hatred, and circle jerking. Well, the last one there, the circle jerking, I've seen that happen in some drama communities. Yeah, that does happen. Yeah, a lot of people do go into these forums for validation. They want to feel like they have value. They want to feel like they're a part of something. They don't want to be alone. They're venting their frustrations and their hatred. And you shouldn't really have hatred for anything. I don't have any hatred for anything or anyone. Okay? I will just withdraw from things that don't make sense to me and aren't going to get me ahead and are only going to take advantage of me, right? A lot of red pillars, which were there for sharing advices, leave because of the toxicity of the former group. Oh, yeah. If we're talking about 4 years ago, that group that was on YouTube, I was a part of that, man. Let me tell you, it really, really set me back. Because had I never come across that group, I would have probably been further ahead in growing my coaching business than where I'm at now. That's the truth. It was very, very toxic back then. It's still toxic today. It's just not as bad. Why? Because YouTube and other social media platforms started shutting it down. They weren't shutting down MGTOW. They were shutting down certain people that were just violating the terms of service in general. Those people are not MGTOW. They were not a good representation of the MGTOW philosophy. So a lot of red pillars, which were there for sharing advices, leave because of the toxicity of the former group. Leaving the group with mostly, incels. That's right. Well, a lot of those guys that were creating the toxicity were and probably still are incels to this day. Some not, but most, yes. Why would any man that's able to get intimacy from a woman in some way, shape, or form stick around such negativity, right? Why would they do that? The only reason why I got involved is because, I was trying to grow my channel and my coaching business, and I wanted to help these people. I thought that I could help these people, and I actually can. They're just not open to the help because they're that angry and bitter. You can't help people that aren't open to the help. They have to be open to it. They have to work through their underlying issues to a point of where they're open to help before anyone can come in and help them. Yup, if you want relationship advice, leave Reddit and get a therapist or a coach. I can help you folks. People here, myself included, though I would argue to a much lesser degree, but that's exactly what a biased person would say. Yup, are ridiculously biased, bringing their own personal experiences into every argument and taking every slight as the words of someone into the real world. Well, I share my personal experiences, but I also understand that everyone is different and everyone will probably respond to or react to things differently, right? Or handle things differently, right? I always take other people's feelings and thoughts into consideration. And that's a great way to live your life as a man or a woman, right? If I want to go somewhere to read opinions on relationships, I go to Our Men's Lib, which is like Red Pill, but without the alcoholism and depression, with women included and actively supporting the men's rights relationships discussions, and with a varying range of options that are never hate speech. And that's why I joined this group. Let me click there and read one thing real quick there before I end up going off the air. This is a group I suggest you join. It's a good one if you're a man, or even if you're a woman and you want to join to learn more. Our Men's Lib, MENSLIB. Be the men's issues conversation you want to see in the world. Okay? Pretty good group here. Let me read one posting here. Give me just a second here. Let's read, men, do you feel vulnerable walking alone at night? Oftentimes, we hear about how unsafe women feel walking alone at night. However, we hardly, if ever, hear about how men feel walking alone. I don't think there's been a time when I've walked by myself and not be concerned about being a victim of violent crime. And so I asked the men here how they feel when walking alone at night or another similarly vulnerable situation. I've talked about this before, and I've been scrutinized for it by trolls and haters, and I don't care. Because the only opinion of myself that matters is my own, and same should go for you folks, right? When I go hiking into the woods, I never go alone. I always go with a partner, whether it's, a woman or a group of guy friends or whatever, right? Why do I do that? Anything can happen out there. What if I break an ankle? Okay. What if I, collapse or something, right? What if I encounter a rattlesnake or another creature out there and something happens, right? It's nice to have someone there, right? Doesn't make you less of a man, right? You're being smart about it, right? Just like walking alone at night, whether you're a man or a woman, if you walk through a bad part of town that's known to have a lot of violence and, gun activity and stuff like that, are you going to say, okay, I'm a man, I can walk through this and nothing's going to happen to me, I'm bulletproof, right? That's just stupid, right? That's just stupid. Quite honestly, I think it makes you less of a man to be stupid enough to put yourself in a dangerous situation, just because you're a man and that makes you more manly. No, it does not. It does not make you more manly. So that's my thoughts about it. Let's see what the people said about it. This is part of being red pill too. You don't need to listen to men or women say, oh, if you don't do this, you're a sissy. If you don't do that, you're not man enough, right? Because normal people wouldn't put you in that position. Normal people that are secure within themselves wouldn't try to belittle you in that way. They're only doing that to get a reaction out of you because they feel so low about themselves, they need to use kicking you down to make themselves feel better. Yes, all the time, I can only take crossing paths with the wrong person and you're dead. So when I hear how women say this isn't something men have to worry about, that just isn't true in the slightest. I'm always walking as fast as I can to get home, so I'm not out too long. I've been in that same situation too. When I walk through an area that I perceive to not be safe or as safe as I'd like it to be, I'll try to get out of there as soon as possible. How stupid would you be to sit around and possibly get mugged or shot, right? I constantly keep aware of my surroundings and don't listen to music, sticking to well-lit areas and places that are more visible with houses around. I agree. And I'm well aware of the person 30 feet behind me. And whenever there's somebody behind me, I always turn back and look. You never know if you're being followed or something crazy's happening, right? Could be a harmless person, could be someone with a knife. I'm not sticking around to find out, and I'm walking quicker to get out of sight. Amen. Right. If I pass someone, I try to hold my posture to look bigger, stronger, and more intimidating, all whilst bracing myself for having to take a punch and looking for where the best place I can run to is. I either keep my fist clenched or keys in my hands, so I'm prepared for it. Okay, this is smart. Men probably aren't talking about doing this and playing it down because it goes against how we get taught to not show fear or weakness. This is not fear or weakness. This is just stupidity, okay? I'll fully admit I get scared of doing it. I think most men do. I think most men have some fears about stuff like this, and there's nothing wrong with it. Don't let anyone tell you there's something wrong with it or that it makes you less masculine, But I do worry about being stabbed and murdered by someone because they want my phone. Right. That's perfectly reasonable, dude, even for a strong, confident dude. Or some group of people deciding to beat me up just because they can, because this happens. And saying men are bigger and stronger so they don't have to worry about it just seems like victim blaming. Doesn't matter how big you are. If someone has a gun, they can blow your head off. If someone has a knife, they can stab you. This is not about, are you a man or are you a sissy? This is about, are you smart or are you stupid? You should have fought harder and not been so weak. Now go pick up some weights and learn how to fight so you can defend yourself. Yeah, see, you hear that from people. I'm sure I'll get some criticism on my thoughts here, but that's going to come from insecure, immature, mentally and emotionally unstable men, that try to kick anyone down to make themselves appear better or feel better. Let's see. Trude Balos 04 says, I do not feel vulnerable for say, but I do feel a certain sense of paranoia when I walk alone late at night. Most or like most people. I feel like when women feel more vulnerable to walk alone at night is because of the media sensationalized rape stories and other things that can happen during those times. All right, good point. Hot Steak says, not where I live, but if I'm up in a big city, then I'm feeling vulnerable most of the time. Yeah, bad things can happen, in areas like that. Sex Swamp, there's a couple more, then we're going to go off the air. I don't anymore. I'm 42, and I often walk around at night. I've become more confident as I've got older, and people just seem to leave me alone these days. Well, you're probably in an area, dude, that's for the most part safe. You can't completely shut yourself off from walking at night. But your intuition or instinct, if you have good intuition and instinct like I do, it's going to tell you more than likely if the area you're walking through is typically safe or not. And if you're walking through a known unsafe area, come on, dude. Even in your position, as you've gotten older and you feel more confident about this now, you would still, be on alert. There seemed to be a lot more violent people about back then, but in reality, I suspect some of these violent people are bullies. And now that I'm a large, confident man, I'm no longer an attractive target for their shit. Well, that's a possibility if you've gotten bigger than you were. Sure, if you're a bigger person than someone, when it comes to a fist fight or something, they're not going to come at you. But that doesn't mean they don't have a gun or a knife. Doesn't matter how big you are. A gun's going to take you out regardless, bro. But I get what you're saying. Like, I used to be kind of like that more so when I was younger, too. I used to be, when I was younger, afraid to walk around at night, period, no matter what area. But as I got older, I snapped out of it. And now, for the most part, I feel comfortable walking at night in certain areas. Now, other areas I wouldn't dare go to day or night. But that's not me being weak. That's me being smart. The mouse pad. Final comment here, then we're going to go off the air. I'm always afraid of someone hurting me, especially in big cities. I've had close calls before that. Make me too scared to walk at night alone. Well, I appreciate you guys sharing your vulnerability. And it's awesome when men can share their vulnerability in ways that, in my opinion, don't make them any less of a man. They're being reasonable, right? They're being smart about it, right? A real man is going to be smart about things. They're not going to try to act macho to prove their masculinity. They're going to show their masculinity by being smart about things and not being stupid. All right, folks, let's go back to full screen and get on out of here. Before I head on out, I want to thank everyone for being here once again today. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey and Australian Ellis. Riff Maglos was here earlier. BWYA Gaming was here earlier. And anyone else that I may have missed. Nothing happening over on Facebook today. I think the new way Facebook is doing things is kind of affecting the circulation. I'll have to look into that more so. I'll get with my sponsor and friend Troy to figure that out. But folks, before I get on out of here again, I'm not going to be doing another live stream today. I've got many things going on with friends and family throughout the whole day. And tomorrow, I'm going to be hanging out with some friends. I'm probably going to be going hiking tomorrow. Pretty much most of everyone that works a corporate job is off tomorrow on Monday. So I'm going to take advantage of this day and go hiking. So you probably won't get the next piece of content from me until Tuesday. Just wanted to make you aware of that so nobody wonders where I'm at. But again, folks, happy Independence Day to each and every one of you. Happy 4th of July if you're here in the U.S. Please be safe and sane. Please, again, if you drink, don't drive. Just get a designated driver if you need to go somewhere. And if you do drink, regardless, please drink responsibly. Even if you don't drive, you drink too much, that can cause issues. And we want you folks to be around for a very long time. Also, please don't set off illegal fireworks in areas that aren't legal. And if you are in an area where you can't set off fireworks, please do it safely so we don't have any unnecessary fires happening. All right, folks, just use your common sense, right? Be a good person. You don't always have to do crazy, stupid things to get a thrill and to feel like you're, having a good time. You can have fun just hanging out with people in the comfort of your own home. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to drink to have fun on the 4th of July. I know most people do, but for me, you don't even have to drink to, enjoy it, right? Not saying I'm not going to have a drink. Maybe I'll have one when I'm finally settled in for the night when I get back to my place. But yeah, I don't feel the need to drink or do anything to make myself feel better despite the holiday. All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. With that being said, have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.